Welcome to Planet Zoo. This is my first time playing. We're going to discover things together. We're going to learn. We're going to probably get frustrated. Hopefully not see any animals die. But don't hold me to that. Let's do our best. See what conservation rating we can get at the end. Come along for the ride and let's look after some animals.
After your sterling work in China, I got a bit of good news, better news situation for you. The good news is that I'm promoting you to apprentice zoo manager. The better news is you get to build a new zoo from scratch. That said, you will be on your own this time. No help from Nancy, although she wishes you luck. So, I suppose it's actually more of a good news, better news, and then slightly worse news situation. Either way, it's a chance for you to really prove yourself. Now, for this zoo, I'll want to see a good few different habitat and exhibit species and at least as many guests to look at them. I'd also like you to keep your staff nice and happy as much as you can. And obviously the same's true of the animals as well. Oh, and let's see. You should try to turn a good-sized profit to boot, so we can continue our vital work elsewhere. There. That should keep you going for a while. I'll check in with you later. Good luck.
Okay. So, our first two. Now, so, the objectives here, we've got to have at least 3 habitat species in the zoo and have at least 175 guests to start off. So, let's get to it. Now, looks like we've already got some paths laid out, but I'm going to make those look better as we get going. We've got some nice land here to start with as well, so that we can build our 6 habitats. So, first things first though, paths and guest facilities. We're going to have we will need at least something for them to eat, something for them to drink, and we'll also need the vital thing, toilets. Path should because the buildings are quite wooden, I think paths should look nice and wooden as well. Gives a nice difference to the grass. We're also going to make a bit of a plaza. So plaza. Use that red bricky type. Let's see. Yeah, use the red brick. So I'm going to do something similar in order to be able to sit. And we're going to next section as well, just until we've got that plaza in place. So, okay. Square edges. There we go, creating our little plaza. Right, so let's delete that one. There we go. So now we have our little plaza. So what we're going to do is we're going to put facilities around there. Have a bakery shop. Now, to make these align, we just have to move them around. Make them line up perfectly. Move that just ever so slightly over. Go. Okay, so that's something to eat. Building so that we can put our beef burger place in. And we're going to look for sort of a wooden building just to be in keeping with everything else. Have a thunderstorm. We have a wooden roof. We do. Place that on top. So like that. And we want to place the back one on the front. Okay. Now we've got the startings of the building. Oh, let's move it over a bit. Close there. Hard in the dark to see what I'm doing. probably not going to be perfect by any means. So, let's now get a roof. Place this on top. Oh. There we go. Oh. Sunshine. That'll have to do. So, let's also put a wall on the back of this. So we've got there we go. So, time to give them something else to eat. So let's go and eat vegetables. Place it just in there. Go. Look, we just need some wall at the front as well at the bottom.
Hey, mushroom.
Hello, Sonati. Lutenle Zohas and Muzo per Oma Firli.
There we go. Don't put that one on. Down. So. We're also going to have to copy this. So. Just save it. Yep. So let's see if we can put another one down. Oh! Still getting used to these controls, as you can probably tell. So, let's put this here. What we're going to do is we're going to change. So we're going to get rid of Bernie Bank. we're going to have our gold soda. Okay. Just going to get that Bernie bakes because
Arbulas.
we've already got Bernie bakes. We were going to put chief beef in there. That's what we were going to put in.
Hey, oh, Mishum. Ipano.
We now have snow.
Hey, oh, Mashum.
Hey, oh, Mishum.
So that's food, drink, sweet treats. What else do we want?
Abulas.
Arbulas.
I think the balloons should be something kids have straight away. So let's come in here. We're going to put another one of these down. Oh, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of Bernie Bakes again. And we will put in our loony balloons. So those kids can go crazy. Yeah? Now, for some essentials, I think we're going to put toilets right near the front door. Simply because that's where they always are. They're always right by the front door because people always need the loo as soon as they get in. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sit back from the thing. There. Then we're going to take our path again.
Hey, oh, Mashum.
Yeah, that works. So create a little fence for this seating area. symmetrical. Trying to create here is like a little barrier to where people would naturally come and sit. So I'm going to put between those. It's not icicles. We're also not going to put level flag or anything like that. This one's probably better. A little rope. So what we're going to do is now copy this as well. So by doing that, you just literally hold Control and then you can select multiple things like you do in any other program on the computer, and you can just save it to your blueprints. Save this as wooden fence. So now, actually, I'm going to delete these ones. And we're going to put in our wooden fence. Oh, in there. There we go. We're just going to continue to copy and paste. Just going to repeat it on this side as well. And one more. Yeah. Right. Now, the last little bit that's missing in here. What do you think it is? Well, I say last little bit. There's a couple of bits and pieces that are missing in here. So first of all, we see need somewhere to sit. So let's place down some picnic benches. Bins. Everyone needs a bin. Okay. Now, we have our guest facilities in place. I think now it's time to start thinking about our first habitat. Now, I'd like to try and do things slightly different to normal. I don't want just flat habitats. I want things that are maybe got an incline, maybe got a viewing village, something slightly different. So let's see what we can come up with. I think first of all, let's see what animals we're going to be able to get. So we have our American bison, we have black wildebeest, we also have grizzly bears, the classic one for every zoo, and every zoo should have them, are peacocks, or peafowl in this game. And then you've got a Japanese macaque. You also have a couple of Nyalas, ring-tailed lemur, a sable antelope, saltwater crocodiles, snow leopard, and timber. What do you think we should go with first? I think the American bison is something to go with first, but as you can see, some take too long to look at them, so something's just expired. So let's close it for a sec, and then we can go back in and refresh it. Let's go for something different then. Let's go for the Nyalas. Both female, so we're not going to have any breeding. But that's not the point of this quest. This is just to start building. So let's adopt both of them. And when you adopt them, they go to the animal trading centre. The first thing to do when you buy animals, you have to send them to quarantine. So the best way to do it is to come to your animal storage in your animal trading window, select them both, click on send to do. Now this will bring up a little box on your cursor. If you can navigate to your quarantine, which is this little one that's just highlighted up red, as you can see when I go over it, highlights red. And then just click, and that will schedule your caretakers to run off and go and grab the animals, and they'll take them to quarantine. Quarantine is very important because without quarantine you risk disease spreading through your animals, and we certainly don't want that. Now, I think this little area would be nice for a habitat to start with. So let's have a little look at our barriers and see what we can do. Now these animals are quite skittish, so they will need some privacy places. But we can also use the glass and the windows for people to be able to see in. So I think I'm going to use the wooden ones, again keeping with the wood theme, just because I like the look of wood and it's very natural, very sustainable. So now we can do curved sections. So let's start on we're going to come along, turn the angle snap on so we can get as close to the path as possible. We can make very smooth curves then. rather than very angled ones. This section I'd like to have first. So let's go in this way. There we go. We have our barrier. Now bearing in mind these animals are effectively deer. So they're going to jump, and they can jump pretty high. So a 2-meter fence is too small. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this round button to select the whole thing, and then we're going to click this button. Now this allows us to make the height of the barrier a lot larger. Now I'm going to make it 5 meters just to be a nice round number. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select a few little places. So I think this corner would be a good one. We're going to put a window in. We're also going to put a window in this one. And I think as people come in, they'd like to see something. So let's put that in as well. Now, of course, when we put the animals in here, we may not have all of the requirements ready, but that's fine. We can easily solve that. What we're going to do is we're going to put the door just here. So that's so that our keepers can get in and out of the habitat to feed and water the animals, but also to keep an eye on them and make sure that they're healthy and clean and all of that side of things as well. Now, before we put the animals in, we need to make sure that people know that we want donations, because donations are a thing. They are one of the main incomes for a zoo. So we're going to put several there. Just so people can get involved as well. Right. Yeah. Eventually, we'll be able to make habitats much more interesting, where we'll be able to put water in, we'll be able to put height into them and that side of things as well. At the moment, the only thing we can do is change the way it looks. So long grass, short grass, light soil, heavy soil, you've got smooth rock, rough rock, sand, and snow, of course. But as we go along the career path, we'll be able to discover these things together, and we'll be able to see a nice progression with our habitats. So I think it's time to get these animals in. Been waiting long enough. So again, I'm just going to put all food. Let's bring them in here. And while they're doing that, we're just going to update this pole. So we have our first Nyala. Now, let's see what she needs. So, first of all, this is the animal panel. This will tell you everything you need to know about this animal. Okay, so, first of all, main one is food and toy enrichment. Now, we won't be able to do that until we've done a bit of research, which requires a vet. So, let's go over to the zoo and staff. We need to employ a vet. So, let's hire a vet. Let's hire two. They're always good to have. And we need a research centre so we can do that in research. So, I'm going to have a staff path from this way. Okay. Around the back here, we're going to have our research centre. So, go to the staff facilities. And we can locate our research centre. So let's put down our blueprint. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to put our research centre in there. Back over to parts. Our research centre. So let's start researching the animal. See, that will give us food enrichment, fun fact, and food. back over. And we've got people coming in, so we've got our first animals. And we need to put in some food. Come into the habitat. And we're going to filter out the species. So we've got several different options. I'm going to put down a large trough for water. And I'm going to put a large feeding trough as well. Now the animals also need somewhere to sleep. So let's put down a small shelter for them. Now we want to keep this away from prying eyes. That way then the animals have somewhere to hide if they get stressed, if they get tired, they can rest without too much of a problem. Social group's good. Habitat's all good, it's just the enrichment that's needed now. So let's go to the terrain. Now, this is where we were talking about being able to paint certain parts of the terrain. Let's tilt the camera a little bit so we can see the whole thing. And so the only thing that's missing is a bit more soil. So let's put that in. Come over to the terrain tab. Come in and put some soil in. Of course, this will take out some of the grass. You can always replace that if it gets too much. But everything's now green. And we're going to put some plants in. Now, this animal only likes a certain amount of coverage, so if you go above that, then they'll be very unhappy. But as it is, it looks a bit bare. So let's put something in. So we've got the biomes of grassland and tropical. Come down to nature. And again, we can filter it out. So let's go to the biome. We've got grassland and tropical. I'm going to do them by trees first. So, do they like this one? Yes, they do. Place a couple of those in. Now, if they don't like a certain plant, it'll tell you, and you can easily remove it. So, as we've just seen, the acai palm is something they don't actually like. So let's remove that again. We can choose something else. Let's try a banana palm instead. Yep, they like them. So, let's place a little cluster on. Move that one to the back. Back to the nature tab. Now before we do that, let's click on the animal again. Here, find them. We've now created a lot of shadow, so they're going to hide. A bit of sunlight now. This is quite a big tree. I think If they like it, we're only going to put one in. And they do. So. Keep an eye on this little tag though. So now we're nearing towards the top. So if we put too much more in, they won't really like it. Let's put some rocks in. Just to add a little bit of extra look to the place. And the rocks won't really change much. Just adds a bit more interest into the habitat. Okay, so don't like those. They do, however, like the nettles, so let's put a cluster of those in. Don't like the goldenrod. I do like the elephant here though. It's a bit of trial and error when you first start about putting in plants. We're getting towards the top end now. And I think that's what we're going to put in there. Looks good from what I can see. Now, they're happy. They're going to need some food and water. Now, we will need to assign a keeper. And what we're going to do is we're going to this direction. That research has been completed. We'll keep them doing that because then we can increase our knowledge, start to educate our guests. But for people to appreciate what's going on, we need to be able to put a keeper nearby, which means that they need a little hut that they can work from to enable them to prepare food and have less time commuting to the animals. So now we've got this little area behind here, which is perfect for hiding away a little keeper hut. So let's put one down. And again, we're going to use our blueprint for our little hut design. Into facilities, staff facilities, and we want We'll also need a power source for that too. Oh, no, we won't. We are already powered. So, let's place a staff path. Curves nicely to there. Then, we've already got keepers. We can assign one. We don't. So, let's hire a keeper. And let's go to work zone. So now here we're going to create a work zone for our keeper to be able to work in the keeper hut, a habitat, and they need a staff room. Staff room is very important so that they can actually get a break and have a break. Otherwise they won't be very happy about working all hours of every day. So let's create a work zone. Brings up this little view, which means you just click on the buildings that you want them to work in. Staff room is there. It is. Okay. So then you just literally click the X. And what we're going to do is we're going to name this as well. So this is going to be Nyala. Come to start. We go to the keeper. And we click on the Nyala. They will start working. The keeper will go there, clean them up. So let's put a workshop down as well because we need one of those. And we will need a mechanic too. Get the staff file. Ah! Okay. See what enrichment unlocked for these little animals. wherever they are. Where are they hiding? Oh. Sleep. So. That's the food enrichment done. Now because it's snowing, that's why the terrain has gone down to 0. Once it stops snowing, it'll be fine. But what we can do is place some heaters just to make it a little bit warmer for them. We don't want it too warm, because otherwise in the summer it will get too hot. There we go. We've made it much better for them. So we have our first habitat. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you for coming along this little building journey with me. I hope you'll come along for another video at some point. If you like it, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later, guys.